It is time for One for the Woman, and today we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic that is not so much talked about, and this is endometriosis. Do you know what happens during the month of March? Because we know so much about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is in October, but we don't much celebrate in March because we don't know about endometriosis. Endometriosis Awareness Month is in March, and we need to know what we are making aware. We need to familiarize with what it is, and that is why we're having the show today. What is endometriosis? What are the signs and symptoms of endometriosis? And what is it exactly? What are the theories behind it? What do doctors say about it? And all that encompasses endometriosis is our topic today. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Idalquin Achieng. Let's start by defining the word endometriosis. This is actually the monster, a big monster killing a lot of women. And all the women are tormented by this. Maybe some do not even know, but this is something that we need to talk about. We need to know this. A lot of women do not know about it. Yeah, endometriosis is a condition whereby the endometrium grows outside the uterus. Yeah, you know the normal growth, how the endometrium should be inside the uterus. But now in this case, it is actually outside the uterus, and this causes a lot of pain. This is why some people, when they're in their menses, they tend to have severe pains. Some maybe averagely, but some not at all. But this is where it generates. You may not have endometriosis if you're having severe pains, but this is where it starts. We've had cases where people think some girls are overreacting because they've seen ladies who are having menses but who are not being dramatic. And this is number one symptom of endometriosis, because when we have painful menses, we don't normalize talking about this because we think people will judge us as overreacting, because there are some who do not even say they're in pain. But if you think you're going to feel dramatic, that is the first mistake we do as women. Endometriosis comes with a lot of pain during menses, sometimes painful sex, and in cases of the last stage, which is stage 4, because it comes in different stages from stage 1 to 2 to 3, and it grows till stage 4. And 1 in 3 women have fertility problems the moment you hit the stage 4 of endometriosis. Another symptom is excessive bleeding. I've had cases of a lady who had her menses from December to March. That is like 4 months straight of menses. This is another sign of endometriosis. Yeah, it doesn't mean that anyone who has some pain during menses has endometriosis, or anyone who has excessive bleeding has, but it is good to get checked because you never know. Because something funny, should I say funny, about it is that it takes averagely 7 to 10 years for you to know that you have endometriosis. So in most cases, you may have it, but you don't even know. Sometimes you may be feeling pain and you're normalizing it because you think everyone who's having menses should have pain. What if it is just endometriosis? And if you went to a doctor as early as that, maybe you'll find out that you're in stage 1 and you can still help it. So ladies, let us try as much as possible to know much about endometriosis. Let us go to the doctor. Anytime we have some feeling that you feel is not normal, let us not normalize cramps. Let us not normalize feeling so much pain that you're not even able to work. You're less productive all the time you're in your menses, and this is how it starts. We've talked about the symptoms. Some theories about endometriosis, some have been told that if you have babies, your pain may go away or it may lessen, which is not really true, because endometriosis, we've learned that it is the endometrium, the tissues growing outside the uterus, and this will mean that you have pain. What is going to change when you give birth? Because it will still be there. And something about endometriosis is that there's so rare cases of it being cured completely. We can't say there's no cure, because there have been rare cases of people who've been healed after a lot of traumatic surgeries, because when the scar tissues are removed, most of the time they reoccur, because the things that, come all the time, they reoccur, they regrow, and even after several surgeries, you can still have, the surgeries can never I can't say can never end, because sometimes, if it is successful, but that is in rare cases. We've had cases of laparoscopy, and this is where some women find hope, because in laparoscopy, this is a surgical procedure that is done to remove all the lesions, and most women have tried it, and in some cases some have made some full recovery after the surgery. Because during this surgical procedure, by the way, they view a whole of the deep reproductive organs, and they get to know where the lesions are and how they're supposed to be removed in a way that is going to be less traumatic of a surgery to the patient. But something that is not talked about this is that it is super expensive, even though the cost varies from the stages that you are in, whether it's 1 or 4, the time taken to do the operation, and the number of experts in the room. This is a surgery rather that is so costly, and many women are not able to afford it. But anyway, doctors have said that there's some things that you can do to help alleviate the pain, because mostly it is all about the pain. Mostly, yeah, before you get into the fear of, infertility and all those self-esteem issues. There's a doctor that recommended that you can change diet, and you can also make sure that you're always exercising, so that anytime you're in your menses, you do not feel so much pain. This actually works, yeah. And there are some foods that can help you during your menses to feel less pain. So, men, if your ladies tell you that they want chocolate and ice cream, please know that it is not something that they're asking for the sake of, looking flashy. It is something that it can help. Yeah, it really helps with alleviating the pain. Endometriosis is something that is not so much talked about, be it anywhere in Kenya or globally, but statistics have it that around 176 million women globally suffer from endometriosis. And these, mark you, are people that have come out. What about the people that do not come out? Because even in Kenya right now, as we're speaking, there is no data to tell us how many people are suffering from endometriosis, because most of us women are afraid to talk about it. Most of us think that we are being dramatic when you have such pains during menses, and we don't come out as endometriosis patients. And some people do not even know they have it, because, as I said earlier, it takes 7 to 10 years to diagnose that you have endometriosis. So you may be feeling pain, you may be having some issues with your reproductive system, but you think it is just normal, and you normalize everything, even though people are different. People experience different things in their bodies. So the first thing to do, ladies, let us create awareness. If you're suffering from endometriosis, if you do not know, or maybe you suspect that you're suffering from endometriosis, please seek help from the doctors. You can go consult, and there's some few people who've come out, and you can find help from anyone, even if it is not going to be ending up in a surgery. But talk out, speak out, ladies. Let's speak about endometriosis. We do not speak much about it. Even the government cannot even support its research and everything that comes with it, because people do not talk about it. We are the people who are supposed to talk it for the government to know. And if you're silent, ladies, there's no way we're going to get help. So this is rough idea of what endometriosis is. You can tell us what you think. If you've been a victim or you've been a victor of endometriosis, please let us know. If you know someone who's complaining a lot about their menses, the pains, people who are less productive, like imagine if you had to count every month you like 4 days less productive every month. That is costly. And by the way, women have feared getting into relationships because some fear that they're going to be a burden to the partner, and some think that, what if we get married and I am not able to give my partner a child because of the cases of infertility. So the best way to do, ladies, is to consult and know where you are. If you can get treatment, please do ASAP. And if you fear anything, please just speak up. And people who have experienced it are going to help you big time. This has been your show, One for the Woman, and thank you for joining us. Until next time, bye. I am your host, Idel Queen Achieng.